the wheel off. Interrupted by a phone call, but then the memory is full, so comes off pretty easy. And then we got the cat and the dog. And the dog is whining because there's another cat behind there. Kind of fits in there. That is too strange. I better spin those out. Looks like I may have to drill out the locking tabs though. Yeah. Just got to figure out where those locking tabs may go. I'm thinking. I think one's upside down, that's why. This doesn't seem right. The dilemma is that I think this washer combination is reversed. It's kind of a squared washer. I'm away from the zoom, but it's got two flat edges that stop the inside of the wheel to turn, so that's going to make that one just really silly. You see, we've got that. It's got a keeper on it from spinning. It's got squared edges. And that one should be on the inside, and I'll leave it to Beaver. Our friends from China think for themselves. That's why they have state-owned control, because they shouldn't think for themselves. That's why they're on sale. There's something wrong. Yeah, it's like, let's see. You see the dilemma? There's a wire attached. That is supposed to go where this one is, which has that keeper. Oh. That keeper. So that means it's going to be, we'll see in a few minutes. I got to take the connectors apart. See this, that keeper goes in here, but that washer should be there to sit on that shoulder. But they've got all this wire, and then it goes to a connector, and there's no way you're going to be able to pull that nut off and swap those washers. You know, it's just one of those situations where, you know, you get what you pay for. Sounds like the cat is trying to scratch to get in. This is a connector I got to take apart because they screwed up. These are color for color, yellow, blue, so that's going to be easy. But those little connectors, little tabs in there, and then you push it and pull it out. But they can be finicky, and I gotta know which one they go back in, so I've taken a picture already, not to confuse myself. It looks like I might write it down too, because if in doubt, get the meter out. Then I got my big LED light here just for some extra light. My wife said it was okay to do this project, you know, basically in the TV room, so I'm okay with that. Okay, got that connector off, so I'll be able to get that, changes the orientation here. Get the nut off first. Find where the camera is. Get that through. Nut is now removed. I'm in zoom mode, so I should probably zoom back, but kind of get the idea. Now, our friends, I'll send that out to them, to, I think it was eBay, or that should have been on the other side of this one. You see? Inside, outside. Thank you. I think it was from Amazon. You know, they throw a disclaimer that, you know, their sellers are good, but, you know, they make mistakes. That. Now, reverse the process. Put all those back. Slide it along the wire. Now I'm just gonna check. I'm gonna pan back a bit. Oop, in, out. Yeah, a guy posted on Amazon. You know, make sure if you do buy a bicycle, you know, bring a magnet with you. You want these metal, made of steel. You don't want the aluminum alloy that's just gonna twist that right off to nothing. So I thank him for that post, because this is all steel construction. Nice lightweight. Not chrome wally, but you know, the amount of metal there, it's not gonna, oh, I won't care. I've got power, 1,000 watts of power, 48 volts, 20 amp hour. I got a battery for another project. It was the electric scooter, the hot rod scooter, but now I'm just gonna, you know, put that back together. Yeah. You know, that, all those wires are on, all but 2 were on that connector, but no fitty. No fitty. But now at least I got, you know, it's a pretty, actually a fairly quick build up here, but you know, when you got those manufacturer's mistakes, and I'm sure that's why they knocked a bunch of money off, because there's a lot of people that wouldn't be able to put those connectors in, you know, without ripping the wires off. Like those are number 20 wires, so, and they're soldered on there, and there's not a whole lot of strength. You want to put the nut on right as well. You know, lefty loosey, righty tighty. Yeah, I don't have to remember that rhyme, because upside down, right side up, I know which way to turn. And sometimes you got to turn it slightly backwards to hear that click on the shaft. I'm going to go ahead and tighten those up before I put that connector on and see if there's any other issues maybe I'm missing, but I don't think so. Now I can't see with those glasses, so off they go. Crescent. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah, I measured, you know, the outside hub to hub, see what the distance was on the shoulders, and it must be a pretty standard dimension because this one is fitting in pretty good. I'm gonna have to go get a punch though. I'll point that out later here. Just to hammer those tabs just a little bit more, because they're kind of a generic fit. You want to tighten one side up pretty good, and then you can tighten the other side up. It's a good fit. It's like dead center already. Well, that punch has seen some better days. That's no camera trick. That's actually been bent, and I'm sure it's kind of bent a few thumbs too, just looking at it. Well, anyway, wasn't going to look for another one. I got quite a few of them, but you know how the shop goes. I'm just going to, I don't know how well that's going to work for 3D, but there's that open tab that it goes down in. I just want to tap that down. I figure the camera's in the way, but this is not too bad. Well, rather than hammering that, I just took it back off this wiring loom and went to the shop and put it in a vise and squeeze that down so it's in that groove better. You see? You probably don't see, but you know, you want it in that groove. See that groove? You want that in there. You don't want that shaft to be spinning. You know, 1,000 watts on a shaft is you know, it's amazing. That washer is almost a, you know, 3/16 of an inch thick, so you know, 8 mil at least for you metric guys. Myself, metric is just another excuse to be disappointed. I take the other side off. Oh, and tighten this side off first. So I want to have one tight side. Now that bent tab goes in that groove. Might have to pull that back. I'm just gonna put it in the vise. It's gonna make that a 90-degree. It's just out a little too much. I want to get a more 90-degree angle there. Now I'm just gonna put those connectors in. They go pretty nicely. They got a little hole there. You know, that's why I got the dental pick. There's a little tab. You know, you don't want to break those wires. Cost you more time. Oops. Just hook that. Oh no. May have to get the glasses on. Sometimes you have to pull that little tab out too after. preload it, actually. Put another bend on it. I've wrote the colors here. Come on. There. All tight. T&B tie wraps too. They grab better. And the way I cut them, you know, most people, I'll show you in a second here. Once I get my, you know, there's a lot of guys cut them straight across, cut them diagonally like that, and then fold that there, and just go, bing. It rounds the ends, so they don't pull out. And then another trick is to, well, yeah, you think that's useless, right? Well, you just cut it, push it through, and you got a perfectly good tie wrap there. So many of these on the ground. Well, I've got an upside right now in the TV room, 3D TV room, not just a TV room. All you 2D'ers are missing out, even the 1D'ers. It looks pretty good. Just got to do. You got the throttle control. This thumb control. And, you know, it's a standard 7/8 bar, which they've been like that for X million years. Hasn't changed. So, and then there's a. Well, I've got some batteries I bought last year for that hot rod scooter, but I will be using those. I got it back upside down because, well, the left side is left side, right side up, so not left side upside down. That was the only thing that was worrying me on how I was doing this. So they supply a couple of pictures, and you know, the translation, you know, it just misses it. It definitely misses the mark. So what I've done, or what they mean, is left side, right side up. A little slippy. So the left side, yeah. The left side, you know, so, oh well, a couple of minutes, more tie wraps. But noticed they supplied a bag too for the batteries, the controller. Looks like pretty good quality, even waterproof. Well, I removed the handle. Pretty nice handles actually. Usually come off. There's a small set screw right here for the throttle. And then there's display for the battery, full, half, empty. And a kill switch, which is handy right there. I'm just going to tighten that up. That's the thing with the Allen keys, you got to get like, just bring a bunch. Just bring a bunch. You can never tell any size almost. What the heck is the size? So just bring a bunch. You know, usually the short ones are metric, the longer ones are standard, but you know, they're so close. Got a couple of brake handles that shut the power down when you hit the brake. There are little switches in there, so I think I'll work without them because I got a coaster brake on the back. But if not, I think I'm gonna have to add, you know, your standard brakes, which. Well, I was going to do some fancy stuff here, but that fancy stuff turns into too much stuff to do. So I've decided to go to the bag and put the batteries in there and rewire that. It's going to be easier than going to put this stuff in there in the middle to hold the batteries, but those batteries are massive and too big. That's going to make it look like a Harley Davidson in a V formation, but you know, that frame's just about an inch too small for that, unfortunately. So I've gone to the original plan, where they supply a bag for all the connectors. I've got to do some soldering yet, so that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm doing right now. Scavenge some parts from the scooter. It's just going to be easier to do it that way. Put a fuse holder and use the switch here with a key. I haven't given up on my idea in the middle there, but just kind of anxious to see it run. So it's going to be the easy way out. Well, what I've done is heat shrink, solder. Heat shrink some more. That's it's got some kind of compound inside. It's for underground connections that solder the heat shrink. It's soldered with this torch. Soldered. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time. I may have to go here, so I'm just want to see how this thing goes, sort of. Get my helmet. Well, we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I got a 30 amp fuse. Going through fuses is pretty easy too. I'd rather have it fused than not fused. Okay. What do we got for fuses? 20, 10s. Probably robbed us already for. Oh, there's a 30. There's a 30, another 30. I'll take 3 30s. Man, when you plug these fuses in, they go whap. I had to spot weld those washers in there so that shaft won't rotate and loosen off the nuts. I had them in there real snug, and then basically the wheel just fell right off. It's a good thing I was just starting and not, but it's a little ugly, but I'll dress it up later. But went for a 10-mile run. That hub is not even warm at all. It's cold actually. That's really good. Well, I pedaled all the way up, but you know, that's the final product. It's gonna have the batteries in the middle there, make it look like a V-twin, but oh well, it works. There's just enough wire there left over to solder. There's 2 small wires that when that twisted on that shaft and that loosened off, it just broke 2 small wires in there. So that's it's good I was able to salvage it. Yeah, that 10-mile cruise was people looking and saying, what the? Pretty quiet, a little bit of hub sound, but that's the cool part.